Hey guys, welcome to game number 3 between FXO.Tear and ZeNEX.Life. It is a ZVP on Ohana, and Tear has just been cheesing ZeNEX.Life. Well, I don't know if game number 1 was really a cheese. That was just a pretty darn awesome build with some really nice micro. But in game number 2 on Korhal, that I will definitely call an all-in attack. The 7-gate Blink Stalker Immortal attack, that is definitely a little bit all-in-ish, but he did do damage, and, well, he just won the game flat out. We'll see exactly what ends up happening in this game. We do have the probe going to be going for a Forge, Fast Expand, and now going to be going out to scout after that Pylon. And again, last game, he didn't end up going for any type of Forge Fast Expand, which was a little bit unique. We do have an Extractor Trick out of ZeNEX.Life. He went for that 10 Overlord, then did the Extractor Trick to go up into 11 Supply. I did mention that in one of the earlier games, so it looks like ZeNEX.Life, he really does just enjoy doing those Extractor Tricks. He is going to be building the 2 drones, and now I'm kind of curious if he's going to supply cap himself when he ends up getting that natural and trying to go for the queen, because in game number 1 he was at 17 supply when his pull ended up finishing, which meant he couldn't get the queen without doing an extractor trick. So we'll see exactly what happens this game. We do have Tear inside of ZeNEX.Life's base, so I'm going to be assuming he's not going to go for a hatch first. Again, last game he went for a hatch first, but he didn't see this probe at all. So he's like, okay, well, it's safe to go hatch first, I'm going to be doing it, but he's going to be doing it this game anyways. We see him right now at 16 supply, and what are you doing? 17 supply? That drone looks like he wants to get the pull. He's going to go down, try to get this one hatch off. That drone is going to get the hatch. That is the delayed hatch if I've ever seen one. A 17 hatch, and when it finishes, starts, I mean, he has 200 minerals. So could have went for that pull anyways before the hatch, because it would not have delayed him one bit. Just slightly missed timing that. We do have a Forge being built. Overlord for life now going to be coming in. We'll be seeing the Forge, and then he will see the second Pylon come down, and then the Gateway. That is a 17 Forge. And there we go, the Pylon comes down, and I'm assuming a Gateway will be following this, because the probe did see that is a really late spawning pool, 16 pool, and we do have Life going to be taking a third base at 17 supply, 3 minutes and 27 seconds into the game. That is an insanely fast third base, and you can see that second Overlord just going straight over to the third base from being spawned, saying, okay, well, I got to get something over here to see if you're cannon rushing me. The probe is going to come into the main, look at this spawning pool, and see 2 drones pop out and only 1 more lava, so he knows he doesn't have to worry about that many lings. So he does, again, go for the Forge into the Gateway, into the cannon most likely. He may skip the cannon. I doubt it. You generally don't see any Pro player ever skipping the cannon, but seeing that really fast third base and that drone still coming out after the pool finished may kind of say, hey, let's not get a cannon. The Overlord, though, is watching. And he actually is going to be skipping that cannon, so I was actually correct about that. 7 next squad going to be coming down, and now we're going to have the cannon? No, he is still just building probes and a zealot. Just going to be completely skipping that cannon, but the probe is here in case he knows to go hold position right here, and he will end up getting a cannon eventually. But this cybernetic score, I'm guessing Warp Gates is going to finish right at the 7-minute mark if he ends up chrono boosting that all the time. Maybe like 650. We'll see how many chrono boosts end up getting used on that. If it's 4, then that will be a really early Warp Gate research. And did ZeNEX.Life pick up on it with this Overlord? Most likely he did. We do have the 7 Next core finishing and going to start Warp Gate research. This Nexus was at 60 when this finishes, and this one is at 22, so yes, he can completely chrono boost this, but he's deciding not to. He used 1 on his Forge, and now still just going to be getting those workers out. We do have Life now taking out these destructible rocks, and there we go. First chrono boost has been used on that cybernetics core, and we do have a Pylon going out, so he doesn't supply cap himself. 2 gases, actually 3 gases going down right now, 2 already up. What are the timings of these? 2270 and 2300. So gas is pretty much same timed as last game. However, this 4th gas I believe may be a little bit later. I didn't get to see the exact timings of the natural. Maybe this is the same exact gas timings as game number 1. We don't have the 7 score being chrono boosted completely throughout. Now just me getting chrono boost. It looks like it will only get 3, won't get the 4 chrono boost, but it is kind of synced up with this +1 timing on that Forge. We do have 2 more gates being built to go up on to 3 gates. He does have a Twilight Council. Will this end up being a DT type play? It very well could be, being on this many gases so quickly, getting those 2 more gates right as his Twilight Council does end up finishing. Does have 250 minerals, but now building another pylon as he is supply capped right now at 52 supply, but he had one building already. That will kind of say, nope, not going to do DT play. Going to get yet another pylon, just going to be, what is he warping in? Going to go for Blink, now Chrono boosting this +1 attack, and wow, this warp gate really late. Only did 2 Chrono boost on that cybernetics core. So definitely a late warp gate research. 2 more gates going to be placed down, so this is going to be Stalker Blink yet again. We do have +2 on the way, so this is going to be a Stalker 2-0 attack, and we will see if ZeNEX.Life ends up going Mutas, or if he ends up going to be going for Infestors this time. Infestors definitely would have been the better call. Again, he is only scouting 1 gas. You can see it completing, doesn't know about the 4th gas timing, doesn't know about any of the timings in the main, doesn't have an Overlord checking behind here to see the Twilight Council. Does he ever see that Forge? Never saw that upgrade. Now he sees it being Chrono boosted while seeing the sentries at +1 already. So now ZeNEX.Life knows, okay, you are doing some type of +2 timing attack, or maybe it could be a 1-1, because we did see 1-1 in game number 1, but +2 Blink Stalkers is much, much, much more common. We do have more roaches being built. No Hydras, no Mutas. He is going to be getting a macro hatch. I'm a little bit curious of exactly what ZeNEX.Life is going to be doing. He is getting that roach speed, so looks like this is going to be just pure roaches, which can defend Blink Stalkers for a period of time. Eventually, you do have to transition into something, and that is going to be Mutas again for ZeNEX.Life. But the difference between this game and the last game, number 1, he's getting burrowed. Number 2, he got a lot of roaches trapped. That just sucks. And Tear is going to be taking those out. Keep in mind, it's a BO5, and yeah, that could be really bad, losing all those roaches for free. But again, he's getting the armor carapace upgrade and not going to be getting the melee missile attack, which did not help him at all last game as he went Ling Muta. So this time getting a better upgrade and also getting that burrow play. And we do have the Lings trying to come in first. And there we go. Going to keep coming in. And is he going to be backing off after this? It doesn't look like that. Going to keep on going. Trying to pick apart those sentries. Stalkers are blinking back. Sentries walk on back. But these roaches just too high in numbers right now. 69 workers, 252 probes. And these roaches just picking apart these Stalkers. Stalker's going to be blinking on the high ground. But he lost all his sentries. And that is definitely a key unit that does do Guardian Shield and everything. So now we have ZeNEX.Life on 3 bases. 2 FXO.Tear being contained on 2 bases. Lost a lot of Stalkers. And ZeNEX.Life just going to be producing Mutas. And this could be really bad. I don't know how he just overpowered that force so easily after losing those 5 or 6 roaches for free. We do have the Stalkers just getting ready to take out those rocks. It is so close from going down. Picked off a Ling, and now he will be going to take his 3rd base. And these Mutas are now about to come out. Does that get scouted? No. You can see, hasn't done any scouting since those hatches got started in the early game. And that Observer now going to be seeing the Mutas come out. Now has to get back home. He knows what his opponent is. He's like, okay, you got Mutas. Got to get this Observer back home so I can see where the Mutas are at. That is the key thing right now, looking at for where the Mutas are going to be. So now he knows to get Stalkers up here. Does do a nice blink. Blinking his Stalkers on back, but the Muta's now going to be targeting those injured ones and taking out quite a few. There's not enough Stalkers over here, but he is keeping plenty of units here for a counter-attack. Worried about roaches going in over at his 3rd base, but does not have enough Stalkers. And this is, again, no anti-air. Now the Stalker's going to be pulled on back. Going to be blinking, and this is enough Stalkers to deal with the Mutas. But as the Mutas do retreat, you do have that big counter-attack that I had mentioned. A few sentries do get force field down. But these Stalkers are going to get taken out. The Zealots are taken out. Stalkers are blinking. The Immortals getting not targeted down by the Roaches. Link decide, okay, well, screw that. Let's just go for the Nexus. At the same time, these Mutas do get picked off by the Stalkers. And that Immortal will get picked off. The Zealots will not be falling. This 3rd base may stay up. He should have focused down the 3rd base much earlier than he did, but the key thing is he killed off all the Immortals and Sentries, So these Lings are going to be really strong, the Lings and Roaches. Of course, the Mutas will be good at doing the multi-prong, going over into the main base. Ling's going to go and try to go for this round. The sentries just came out, so those are the only two force fields. The Stalkers are blinking. That is a lot of Mutas, and they're just going to be going on this one Nexus. The third base does fall at the same time. Those are Overlords, not going to be going in for a counterattack, but the Lings and Mutas going to be cleaning up the Stalkers, and we will have ZeNEX.Life possibly taking the third game right now. It is looking very advantageous for him right now, as that Muta count is growing, that Stalker count is depleting. 17 Mutas versus 6 Stalkers, as 45 Lings do come running in, and Tear does throw that GG. So this game, ZeNEX.Life defends that flawlessly. So I guess in game number 1, it was a little bit scarier than in game number 3. ZeNEX.Life going to be taking a game back. The score now is 1-2. Stay tuned, as we will be going into game number 4.